Hello all, this is our first class on electrical machine 1. Now today, instead of discussing on electrical machine 1, I would like to discuss on phasor diagram. Why phasor diagram? Because phasor diagram is an important tool for analyzing electrical machines behavior in steady state condition. And as we know, most of the machine either take input as alternating current signal or deliver alternating current signal. So that is why this phasor diagram is a very useful tool we should study to analyze the steady state behavior of electrical machine. I know here I am using a few new word, or maybe you don't have a very clear idea about the meaning of those words. So that is why today let us first brush up the concept of phasor diagram. But before I start, I would like to tell you about the means when the way I would like to teach, or the way you should follow, the modality you should follow to learn a new subject. And what is that? That is basically finding answer of 3 W's. What are those W's? First one is what. Second one is why. And of course, the third one is how. In engineering language, sometimes we call these what and why. We club them and call them like analysis, and in one way, and this how is known as synthesis. Or it may so happen that an analysis technique can also be learned using this what, why, how. Like if I tell you what means this keyword, this phasor diagram, you should ask, or before learning, you should try to know the definition of this phasor diagram and also how to draw the phasor diagram. So sometimes what happens that these two we study means sometimes we study them simultaneously. It is not very important that you keep your means yourself very attentive while learning a subject, then that will always spoil the fun of learning. But what I would like to suggest, that once suppose you took a chapter, once your learning is complete, then you try to ask yourself that whether you can answer these 3 questions, or there is a lacuna in your learning and you should revise, you should revisit what you have learned just now, and then in this way you can have a good comment on the subject. And this why is very important. Quite often people, if I ask you that why should I learn phasor diagram, or why should I learn basic electrical engineering, why, most of the people will give you means if you ask them personally, and means their answer is not, if they know that their answer is not going to be means scrutinized or censored, they will simply reply that just because it is there in our curriculum, we have to score a very good CGPA. Until unless we score a good CGPA, we can't get internship, we can't get good placement, blah 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 blah. So that is why we should give our full effort to learn. But that is not the idea. The idea is that find out a very particular answer, that why should we learn phasor diagram, why should we learn KCL, why should we learn KVL, or why should we learn dash dash dash, whatever topic we are going to learn, how this new topic can help us during our practical life or real life, or at least what are the means new means what are the features it is having that may help us, or that will circumvent the difficulties that we used to face with our previous methods. Like, why should we go for network theory? Like, if you know that we had our mesh analysis, node analysis, all these techniques, means any type of circuits can be solved using that. So, but I'm quite sure that when during your basic electrical engineering, you have never asked yourself that, sir, that why should we learn Thevenin, why should we learn Norton, or this, that. Forget about the means what is the particular topic importance in your exam, but focus on the why should you learn. So this why is very important, and until unless you can satisfy your why, then there is no difference between art, means like just means at your nursery level also we wrote up a lot of things, we promote rote learning, and here also you will also become a victim of rote learning. So this why is very important. And the third thing that is also very important, but means you yourself can't means have that, that is why should you attend my class? One obvious answer is that, sir, attendance. If I don't want to attend, then you mark me absent, and if my absent number of absent exceeds a certain number, then I have to pay a heavy price for that, and I am not ready to pay that price, so I have to attend. But that is not the answer. The answer is that as a teacher, what extra I can give you, and as a student, it is your duty to find that extra. Or if you can't get that extra, then you always come to me, ask me, sir, which book you are referring. So I can tell you the name of the book that I have been studying or I have been following for delivering my lecture, and you can go to those books, you can study those books by yourself, and then also you must find, or you must realize that there are something extra in my lecture that is, or that are not readily available in those textbooks. And that is why you should attend someone's lecture. Not because he or she would mark you absent, not because it is means like a habitual practice, you used to do it for your last means from your first nursery class to this last year class. It is not like that. You should ask that what extra I can get from this teacher. And if you see that sometimes it may happen, I can't tell you about others, but in my class, if you see that my lecture become too boring, whatever is there in the book I am just reiterating or just means reading it loud from the book, then you should come back to me and you should remind me. It is your duty to remind me that, sir, why should I attend your class? Give me a concrete reason and make your class something more important. Some means try to put some more input. We are expecting more inputs from your side, not from the book, right? So with this you perhaps you get some idea that how our means next interactions are going to be. Let me start the actual topic. So, phasor diagram, what we know, as you have already attended a few class in your basic electrical engineering, I won't waste much time on this phasor diagram. Just let me write that any sinusoidally varying quantity can be represented in a complex plane. That complex plane representation must be in polar coordinate form like a rotating vector where the magnitude of the vector depends on the amplitude of the of the sine wave or sinusoidal wave under consideration, and its direction gives us the phase information. So what I am trying to say, any sinusoidally varying quantity can be represented in a complex plane, polar coordinate form, like a rotating vector, where the magnitude of the vector depends on the amplitude of the sine wave under consideration, and its direction gives us the phase information. So what I am trying to say here is that suppose you have a sine wave like this. Then for this sine wave, for each point of this sine wave, if you start taking projection, then what you will get for this, you will get I'm not good at drawing, so for each and every point here you will get a circle like this. Just let me check whether I can help you with this or not. Okay, so here what we can see that any alternating varying quantity we can have, and for each of them we will get a particular projection on this circle. Like here, this circle, although it appears like that, the radius of the circle depends on the maximum amplitude of our sine wave, but later on I will make it clear that actually it is not the maximum amplitude, rather it is the RMS value in case of phasor. But here also it is very important to note that when you have these three waveform moving with each other, like let me zoom it, then you will be able to see it properly. Yes. So here the issue is that which one should we means like this sinusoidal wave, they are continuously, their magnitude and angle that is continuously varying with nature, with time. Like what I am trying to say here, that if our expression is like a1 100 sine omega t, then this 100 sine omega t, it depends on t. You can't do anything to means keep it constant. If you allow this t to means if you consider t as an independent variable and if t is time, then it is means continuously changing your. So which time and which instant should we select to represent our phasor? The obvious answer is that the obvious answer of this question is that here what you need to do, suppose you want you have got three signals like a1 100 sine omega t, another one a2 is equal to 80 sine omega t minus 30 degree, and third one a3 is equal to 100 cos omega t. Then among these three you have to select any one as your reference signal. Like you can select this one as your reference signal, or also you can select any other. So if you select any one as your reference signal, then it is customary to place this one like a1 100 sine omega t, you should draw it like this. And this magnitude of this phasor should be 100 by root 2, the RMS value of this sine. Fine. Now once you have plotted this 100 sine omega t, then accordingly for the second one you have to draw a phasor diagram that is scaled and magnitude is 80 root 2, and this angle is 30. Do remember, when we will always consider movement in anti-clockwise direction is positive. Movement in counterclockwise direction is positive. Fine. Now here the issue is that we have to plot this third signal 100 cos omega t. How to plot? See, this 100 cos omega t, we can write it like 100 sin omega t plus pi by 2. So once you write this 100 sine omega t plus pi by 2, you will get the same thing can be written as minus 100 sine omega t minus pi by 2. Both are equal. So if you have to draw the phasor diagram of all these, then it will be, let me draw first 100 sine omega t, sorry, 100 cos omega t, that is sine omega t plus pi by 2. So that will be just perpendicular to our reference phasor. Its magnitude should also be 100 by root 2. You can have also that second representation like minus 100 sine omega 2 minus pi by 2. So that will be something like this whole phasor, this represents only plus 100 sine omega t minus pi by 2, and when you again apply this minus sign, if you put this minus sign, then what will happen? This dashed phasor line will become this vertical one. Fine.